Hey guys, welcome to my Throwback Thursday mini-series. I'm going to be taking super old designs from my channel and refilming them. Some of them may just be refilmed so that I can do a different color scheme pattern, like I will be doing with this one today. But other ones I'm redoing because the lighting was bad at the time. I did have to mute some of those old videos because of music. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. There are a few designs from other designers that gave me permission that I will be also filming in this series because they were designed so long ago. So with that being said, if there's any other kind of designs that you want to see from way back in the day from my channel, let me know down below and I'll be happy to include that in this series. So just so you know, this little series will not take place or take over my normal scheduled videos. I will still be uploading my new videos every other Friday. So with that being said, you will need about 140 bands. That will include 48 of these white cap bands and 92 of the colors in the center. If you're going to use, say, 4 colors, you would just divide 92 by 4. So you also need your hook and C-clip, and I'm going to show you the pin setup on the loom. To make this bracelet, you will need to choose 3 pins on the rainbow loom. I like to use these 3 right here in a shape of a triangle. Make sure the openings are facing yourself. If you do want to use the monster tail, you're going to use the same 3 type of shape pins at the end. Now the monster tail is harder because it flops around as you're trying to put the cap band on, so just be warned, it is a little harder, but all of the steps are exactly the same. The same problem does happen with the loom. It wants to kind of flop up a little bit, so just be warned of that. We do a lot of triple cap bands. So to get your bands ready, we're going to choose the cap band color. So these white bands are all triple cap bands. So I have my pile of white right next to me. I'm actually going to lay one right here for a second. And now if you're doing like I'm doing and doing like a rainbow type of style, like either one of these, you're going to want to lay out your piles now. So I'm just alternating 4 colors. So next to me, where you guys can't see, I have 4 piles like this in order. And that way I can just keep going down the line and I don't mess up the color pattern. So regardless of how many colors you're using, just line them all up next to you and that's all you need to do. So you will notice if you've ever seen my previous video that the start is a little bit different than what we're going to do today. I did want to make the closure a little better. So to start off, we're going to wrap a triple cap band on this front pin here. So we need to wrap it around 3 times. The loom is going to want to kind of move on me, so just bear with me as I get this triple cap band on here. So once you have that wrapped around 3 times, we're going to choose our first color that sits in the center here. And we're going to lay it right on top of that cap band, going diagonal left and right, making that V. We're going to grab another one of our cap bands, so my white, and we're going to do another triple cap band on top. So every time we lay the white, it's going to be laid as a cap band. So now we need to start looping it out. We're still ignoring that bottom triple cap band. Go into the top layer, get in front of that cap band, and we're going to grab the top band and we're going to loop that straight. Go back in, grab the second one, and loop that back to itself as well. So it makes those little bunny ears. Now we're going to grab the bottom cap band and lift it up and over. So make sure you're grabbing the entire cap band, pull it up and over so that it sits in the middle like that. That's just going to be the cap band that we C-clip the closure to later. So we're ready to go to our next color. So I'm just going to go down the line and grab my blue. Push that down so you have a little more room, and we're going to lay our V bands again. I'm going to turn my loom so it's a little better angle. We're now going to apply our triple cap band on top. So some other ways that you can get the triple cap band done is lay the band on there, use your hook and your finger, and kind of like work it on together. I've always done it that way, so it may take some time to get used to that. But what we're going to do is loop those blue bands out. So we're going to move the cap band, grab the top one, and grab the top blue, loop that forward. and loop the second one back to itself. So now we basically have 2 layers there, as you can see. We're going to remove the bottom layer on all 3 pins. So there should be 2 bands right here that you're grabbing. Lift it up and over. Come to the left side, do the same thing. Grabbing the 2 bottom bands, lifting it up and over. And then on the front, you want to make sure that you're not grabbing any part of the top cap band. You only want to be grabbing the very bottom cap band. And loop that up and over. Push it down and we're ready to go to our next color. So I'm now going to grab my purple. We will lay our V-bands. We will lay our triple cap band. And we will loop it out. So push back the cap band and loop your purple straight and diagonal. Once again, we have those 2 layers. So we're going to grab the 2 bottom bands, flip it up and over. Come to the other pin and flip up the 2 bottom bands. Come to the front and grab the entire triple cap band that is underneath. Lift it up and over. And that's the steps that we're going to be repeating over and over again. So we're going to do that again and grab my last color because I'm using 4. We're going to lay our V-band and then our triple cap band on top. You do have to make sure that it is a triple cap band. If you only use a regular cap band wrapped around twice, it will not be tight enough to give it this look. And don't worry, as the bracelet's growing out, if you don't see them popping up like this, sometimes you actually have to help them pop out. It depends on the bands that you're using. So I'll show you how to do that once we have more of the bracelet made. So we're going to go into our triple cap band and loop the pinks back to the pins that they are coming from. Once you do that, we're going to remove the bottom layer all around all 3 pins. So 2 bands here, 2 bands here, and the entire triple cap band here. So now I'm going back to my very first color and starting that again. V-band and triple cap band. Loop it back to itself. And remove the very bottom layer. 2 bands on the back pins and triple cap band on the front. And that's all you do. You just keep changing the color every time you lay your V-band. You're choosing a different color, because that's the most common question that I've gotten about this design, is how to do the rainbow color scheme. And that's it. You just lay them all out. Every time you lay your V-bands, you go to your next color. So I loop that out. Now I'm going to remove the bottom 2 bands on the back pins and the triple cap band on the front. You're going to repeat those steps over and over and over until you think your bracelet is long enough. What I do once it gets a little bit longer is I grab the bottom of the bracelet and I start pulling down on it like this. And you keep doing that, and then it will get really long, and you can kind of test it on your wrist to see if you think it's going to be long enough. So I'm going to get a little more length here, and then I will show you how we're going to close it up. Okay, so I'm not making a super long bracelet. I just wanted it long enough to be able to show you guys how to close it off and then how to fix these in case they're not popping out enough. So first we're going to go ahead and start getting it closed off. We are going to come to the back 2 pins where we have the same color bands. I'm going to grab, it doesn't matter which side you're grabbing, but we're going to grab the 2 bands on one of the pins. We're going to take it off, And we're going to bring it over here and sit it on top of the other ones on that pin. So we have both layers on one pin. We're going to grab the bottom two bands and we're going to bring them up and over like so. Once you're just left with those two bands, we're going to grab one more of our cap band color, which is white for me. You're going to lay it straight across those two pins. We're going to remove the bottom two on this right pin. And then we're going to grab the entire triple cap band on this front pin. Bring that up. Now we can bring both of these ends together for these two. You can just go ahead and take it off of the loom. And that is where you're going to attach your C-clip. So once you have that C-clipped, you can flip your bracelet upside down. And if any of your little rolly bands are not sticking out enough, what you can do is using your thumb is just roll down and kind of pull at the same time. And I do kind of push with the other hand a little bit too from the back. But if you just roll your thumb going down it, it helps those bands pop out. Different bands pop out better than others. Different like type of bands. This is the Pastel Treasure Box and they work really good for this design. Also, if your triple cap band down at the bottom is super tucked in, just grab your hook and stretch it out some. And that is where you're going, right here, is where you're going to attach your C-clip. But that is it. That is how you create my Dainty Twist bracelet using the rainbow type of color scheme. I hope you guys enjoyed my Throwback Thursday series. As I mentioned earlier, there will be more to come. It will not be a every Thursday type of thing. It will be random. But that will be it for today, you guys. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.